Hello viewers, we are here again. It's Beloved's Corner. On YouTube, you can subscribe to our program, Beloved's Corner. On Facebook, you can like our page, and you can follow us on Instagram. It's also Beloved's Corner. You can send us email, belovedscorner@gmail.com. Send us your concerns, questions, and we would answer promptly. Today, we are going to look at what shouldn't be done on the first day out. That's the first day you invite a lady out. The first time you'd want to sit somewhere and take a drink. It can be water, it can be anything. Just you want to chat with her. You've seen a lady in church, you've seen a lady in school, you've seen a lady in your area you're so much interested in. You want to know much about her. You want to know her commitment to church and other things. You can ask her out if she agrees. Then, what you shouldn't do on your first day out, because you are not married couple. When you ask a lady out, make sure you don't take the lady to an obscure place where there will be no other person seeing you. I'm talking to Christians, I believe. Who are Christians? Christians are people who believe in the word. The word, I mean the Bible. Because we can only talk about marriage when we know our focus or our source is the word of God. So as Christians, you can go out, sit anywhere that it's convenient or conducive for you. But you should make sure you don't hide in places that you'll be there alone when you have affection for the opposite sex. What do? You just sit over even water, any simple thing, and then you chat. On your first date, make sure you don't hug, you don't kiss, you don't touch places that are not meant to be touched by friends. As friends, it should be simple friendship. You haven't gotten to the part that you have the license to touch a woman. Because if you are not careful, you would invoke desires in each other, which would end up in places that you would not like to be. When do we propose to a lady? Previously, we talked about when you can say, I love you. When you have been bold enough to tell the lady you want to study each other, as I said earlier, you shouldn't force the lady for an answer there and then. But then you should encourage her to give you an answer. Because it can be also frustrating when she's not saying anything and she's always smiling at you, always picking your calls, always giving you a positive answer in terms of behavior, but not opening her mouth to say, yes, I accept your proposal. It can be so frustrating. So ladies out there watching me, please, if a guy asks you out for courtship and you are so much interested in the gentleman, it will be prudent on your part to also give your answer. If you think you are not ready, let the gentleman know. It's so courteous to let the gentleman know that I'm not ready now. Give me some time. And when you are given time, please, if you have made up your mind, let the gentleman know. Because there can be situations whereby you don't give an answer, but the gentleman is also looking elsewhere, that if yours do not work, then he will try elsewhere. And you see that the gentleman is now looking at another person, and then it becomes a problem, especially in the church. So please, if you are interested and you are approached and you think you need time to give an answer, please ask for time. Give at least an answer that give me some time to think about your proposal. And it's not wrong if there and then you had already also had affection for the person. Then it's not wrong to there and there tell the person, I think I also like you. It will be nice that way, but then you should set boundaries. Immediately you start courtship, you should know that you are not married and you are now going to study each other to see if the relationship would work. And therefore, there should be limited commitment. When I say limited, you shouldn't assume the role of a wife or a husband. It's so unfortunate that we don't have a lot of counselors who do pre-courtship counseling. And so we find ourselves in trouble before we even go and register our relationship as Christians to even get married. So in order to avoid problems like fornication or other serious commitments that you will regret later on in life, it will be better if you take your time, set boundaries, know the do's and don'ts, what is accepted in this relationship and what is not accepted, what makes you happy, what makes your heart beat. Because some of the ladies will not want you to become friends with almost everybody in the church. It also sets them thinking, is he really serious about me? If you begin to court a lady, give the lady that respect of being serious with her and also letting her know you are preparing her to send her to the altar. And for the ladies, if you have broken up with a guy in a previous relationship, if someone proposes to you and you have interest in the gentleman, please, it will be better you stop communicating frequently with the ex. If especially are in the same church or the same office, let the gentleman know that you have got nothing to do with the ex, so that he will also be confident to continue with the relationship. And know that it's not every courtship that ends up in marriage. If you understand this, you would also be limited in the things that you put into the relationship. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be committed. No, you should be able to distinguish between what married people do and what young married couples to be also do. Before you even say yes to a gentleman, you can also let the person come home so that your parents have a say. Let them see the person who wants to marry you, and then after some time, then you give the answer. If they have issues, they will let you know. If they have concerns, you have to address them. Because if you love the gentleman, it will be difficult for you to also stay away, because we marry because we love the person, not lasting after a person. So if you think he's the right person you found, you really want to be with him, you have to also give your parents time to come to understand you, so that they don't deny you of the love of your life. Because it will be very wrong if they take away who you really wanted to be with and then force you to marry somebody you don't love. Then there will be trouble ahead, which would affect the whole family. So it will be better for you to let your parents know who you want to be with. If they have fears and doubts, you have to prove them wrong by trying to let them understand why you really want to keep up with that gentleman. And then let them understand and appreciate, because you will need their blessing the days after. Young ladies, if you really want to be with a gentleman, you have to let the gentleman know you respect him, you care about him, you are a caring woman, you are a woman who can be the mother to his children. Why do I say this? It gives him the confidence to be with you, to stay around you, because there are lots of women around, and gentlemen begin to become confused if they are not seeing the way forward in the relationship, especially when you have an ex and you keep communicating and keep going to see the person with the excuse that, oh, we are just friends. No, if this is done to you, you will not be happy. If you have moved out of a relationship, stay out of closeness and commit to the one that has come to ask your hand in marriage. Before you even propose to a lady, gentlemen, I would advise that if you really want a God-fearing woman, you can, if you are at a higher level than the lady, you can introduce marriage books, prayer books, a lot of Christian literature to the lady, so that you build her faith up. Because in the marriage, you would need nothing but the word of God to be able to make it to the end. God says he hates divorce, and therefore during courtship, all these things must be factored into, so that you don't say, I regret marrying you. It should never come out of your mouth when you have taken the lady to the altar, and when you have also accepted to be married, you should not tell your husband that I regret saying yes. It should be a situation where you are going to work out your marriage with fear and trembling. And I would urge you to build each other's faith so that you would all be at the same level. When you are all seeking God, there is no way that a marriage will end up on the rock. But if one is seeking God and the other is seeking worldly things, seeking property, seeking education, seeking children and other things, neglecting the partner, then there will be a problem. So courtship is the place where you prepare your heart, your future and everything. So young men and young women, elderly who are yet to be married, it is very, very important that you take your time during courtship to know each other's interests. I believe that if we do these things, it will be easier for us to enter marriage and enjoy marriage. Marriage, it's God's own gift for mankind. And if you're a Christian, then I believe that it's not good for a man to be alone, as the Bible said, and that he would give a man a helpmeet. So the woman should be a helpmeet for you. It shouldn't be that you are going to do everything and the woman sits back and look at you. A woman is supposed to help her man to achieve his goals and visions. It is good to be married because the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. If that is it, then Romans chapter 3 verse 4 tells us, let God be true and all men liars. What do I mean by this? If God says marriage is good, then you have to prove to the world that indeed marriage is good. How do we prove? During courtship, we shouldn't commit into serious things like sex. It's wrong. Sex before marriage is not acceptable for a Christian. Whilst you wait to be courted, what do? You seek the Lord and his righteousness, and then all these things shall be added unto you. What can you do while you wait? You have to pray and take your time. Be committed to the things of God. You cannot cook for a man before marriage. You cannot wash for him before marriage. If the man is not feeling well and his things are dirty, you can take it to the laundry. You can help him offset the bill. If you think you love him so much, you want to do him good. But don't go into a man's house and say, I'm going to clean for you, I'm going to wash for you, I'm going to cook for you, and I'll sleep in your house, but we will not have sex. It's not possible. Please, let us be true to the word of God. Let God be true and let all men be liars. Seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and the peaceful marriage will be added unto you. Goodly children will be added. Children are a gift from God. The main reasons why we marry can be for procreation, it can be for entertainment, it can be for production. But then, if you don't have kids yet, it's time for you to wait on the Lord or even adapt. We would get into marriage. Now we are talking about courtship, relationship. What do we do? How do we go about it? So for this episode, we would end here. Please subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Beloved's Corner, and follow us on Facebook, Beloved's Corner. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and our email is belovedscorner@gmail.com. See you next time. We'll bring you more of these good messages. Thank you for watching.